So that's why I had fucked up in that last one that I did with the other guy, because I was like rushing to get it in, and then I ain't even tell him like, could you mind adjust? And then that's also like a comfort thing, yo. Like it's like I be just overthinking that
it's
shit.
It's part of the business, bro. Yeah. You got to get comfortable. Like I went to an event in a wedding, and like I was recording, and there was a photographer there, and he was just like, you have to do this. He was like, you have to do this, you have to do that, and like I need you to do this. And I was like, I wasn't directing nothing. I was just literally trying to capture the moment. So I was like, sometimes it's good to be off guard. Like sometimes it's good for off guard pictures or videos or something like that. But sometimes you need to create the moment. So sometimes you got to be like a director.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's different stages. You got to get comfortable and
right. That's
you know
true.
what you're doing.
Yeah. And that makes sense because it is in a sense directing something. So I do gotta get comfortable with making those calls or like
exactly. Yeah. If not, you're just wasting time.
Yeah.
I would say definitely if you're getting paid for it, bro. And it's behind your brand.
Yeah.
So just like, this could have been great, but now it's only cool because I was uncomfortable.
Yo, and that's one thing where I be afraid of, like, so you do one and somebody might watch that one, and if that one isn't the best one, then it's like,
you had one customer that can bring you thousands of customers, but if that video was cool and not where you really could have brought it, bro, I'm trying to say, my first video, bro, was when I didn't know what I was doing, but it was the what's it called, PBA tour, PBA. It's Philly, Baltimore, Atlanta, at PBA. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know about that.
This one, little baby and we was all in like the same little section. Whatever. Yeah. It was like we was recording. Video was terrible. Quality was I didn't know nothing. I didn't know how to edit. I didn't know how to put like LUTs and stuff on there. Bruh, I got so much like. I got noticed off it. It was hella like thousands of views, like just because the hashtag PBA and everybody was like, "What happened?" and stuff like that. Yeah. But if it was lit, you know how much business that I could have brought in. Like if I knew what I was doing. Yeah.
Cause a lot of it is just like being in the right places. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say. Like,
what's it called? That dude from Baltimore now.
Carter Visions.
Carter Vision.
He signed with Meek.
Like Meek, yeah.
Bro, listen, he do photos. I ain't really seen him do too many like videos at first, but bro, he just natural with it. Like, he like, bro, I don't need no stabilizer, nothing. Like most of those Meek Mill videos, it just be like it looked like it's just handheld. You feel me? If it shook, it didn't matter. It was natural. So it was just like, it was just something new. He confident about what he doing. Like definitely with whoever signed you, like so say like not sign you, but say basically like somebody paying you to do something. Like you don't really care if I got faith in you, you can mess up all you want. I got faith in you, like what you can do. It just makes you more comfortable and the product come out better than me. Like I feel like that's what that like relationship is. Like he like, I fuck with you, it's gonna be lit. Regardless, like you can mess up, just keep it going, and then like that build confidence, and you actually like, and I like that. That's why I feel like that's why I feel like it's going on.
And like you said though too, is bringing, because at the end of the day, it is art, so I guess you can bring your own little twist to it. You know what I mean? So like that might just be his style to like just record naturally. I don't know if you ever peeped the dude he had you ever watched the This Is America video? With Childish Gambino. I think he did another one. I don't know if you probably haven't, but Earl Sweatshirt. What's that song? Grief. But he did like a couple videos for them, and I think he did another one. But like I just like his style of recording. And one of the tough things is This Is America. If you notice, it's like one take pretty much. Like most of it is one take. Yeah. That's tough. So if you notice, like it'll be Childish Gambino and he shoot the dude, but then he take the gun away, but like the whole thing is just like him just taking that whole
like one transition. I get what you.
But it's just like hella clean though. I don't know what it is, but I just like his
but that's
videos.
What I'm saying. People don't understand. Like you bring your own creativity to the table. Like just you being you. Like when you start studying other people. Like they be like rappers and stuff like that. Like, oh, my favorite rap was this, and I can see that. You know what I'm saying? I can see where your music. But if you was just straight out like you never heard music and you started like rapping type stuff, your style was just so unique. People was gonna mess with you for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Joyner Lucas, right? His music videos be like so creative. Like it's always a story behind his stuff like that. So I'm like, I love Joyner Lucas videos. It's just like it's different. It ain't about like rah all the time. It's like. No, I'm gonna have like other superstars, and then like it's just lit. I don't know. It's just your own. Everybody knows.
I'm gonna have to look that up. So Joyner Lucas.
Joyner Lucas, he's a rapper.
Okay.
He's a rapper. He came up with It's not.
I'm gonna have to look at it.
It's what is it called, bro? It's I'm Not Racist. You never seen that?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So he got a whole bunch of videos. It's like I'm not gonna say they just like that, but it's like every video brings that like. Creativity to it, stuff like that. He just came out with a video with Lil Baby not too long ago, and it's just like it was transition. It was so smooth. Everything was just like, it's a story behind every video, and I like it because he don't never just make videos just because. Like he had me listen. Yeah, he had me listen to a rock and roll song. I don't know who these guys was, but the message behind the video was so dope. It was crazy. They was just like in a pool. And it was like based off all the killings that was happening, like police and stuff like that. It's dope. Like, so everybody bring their own creativity to it.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be like nobody else. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what Carter Vision's doing. He's just him being him is just creative itself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So.
Yo, and what you was talking about, just paying attention to, you know, what's, so if you notice in the details of what people are doing, like, I like, even like if you on Instagram, you can almost like, you just get like a taste of like certain like styles and stuff like that, just as far as like how people like their stuff. But like, you had made me think of what's it called, Tyler the Creator, because he's real, like he does, you know, music, but he's into photography and like videography and stuff like that, and his stuff is like just like, I don't even know how to describe it, but it's like, it's hella cool. Just like some of the stuff that he does, like his videos.
But that's the thing, I don't follow Tyler the Creator. He give me like XXX vibes. Because it's like, I don't know, they so different, I don't even be getting into it. But after he died, like he passed away, I love this music. I'm like, I should have listened to him in the beginning. Yeah. But I don't see me getting to Tyler the Creator that much. I don't know, he just ain't my vibe.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, like his one, not his last one, the most recent one is, he got some tough songs on there because he actually like rapping, and he can rap like good, like.
I think Pusha said that.
Yeah, he said
Tyler was like, he said in somebody's song, he was like, Tyler got the best album for now, like
damn, yeah, but yeah, he can really, he got bars, but he that did one where it was just like, this shit too weird, like he was doing like auto tune, but like it was like sounding like, you know, just too out. It was just a little, and people say that was his like best album or some shit like that. So like, I might just not have the ear for it, but like
it'd be like that sometimes.
But I do fuck with it.
I don't know. I wasn't into him at first, and then the Sway freestyle. It just sealed the deal for me. I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that because I don't know what he was thinking. I'm like,
yeah.
And people going there prepared for stuff. You know he gonna ask you freestyle.
Bro. Yeah, so he probably thought of that shit.
Yeah, he thought of something like that. Like, come on, bro. Like,
but yo, they were known, shit, and I'm doing it now. But they were known for trolling.
Oh, so you think?
So
you think he?
A lot of the shit that he be doing, yeah. It's
Would
just
you do
like,
that? Would you do something so out of pocket on your platform that gives you like 10,000 views, right?
Right.
Even if it's negative views. Yeah. Would you do it? Because next episode, people want to tune in.
Yeah.
Are you willing to like sacrifice?
No, but that's also, you know, it's images. So like, Tyler the Creator, he's developed. But it's not like, a lot of times it'll look like a little different. So I don't think it's too bad. I'm gonna turn it down anyway. But so Tyler the Creator, he has that image. So that's what they did with Odd Future, like in general. Like they had came out just like wild as shit. Like they were saying like all types of stuff, saying whatever they wanted to say, like ruin it, like, you know, coming into an interview and just trolling, like just not answering questions.
Are you willing to do that?
Nah. So my thing is, I'm trying to be authentic. You know, I'm trying to develop an image, and so I want my image to be like set in stone with like this way. So it's like, if I do those things, then people are going to like associate my image to that.
One moment. If you're going to be successful in this like say this is going to go for 10 years. Nobody's going to remember that 5th episode where you said that one wild thing, but probably got you millions of views and attention, and ever since then you've been booming.
You can just, what's it called?
Yeah, because you know, you're saying like bringing, like being at the right place at the right time. Sometimes you gotta you know, bring it to you. So it might not be something you like. They say all publicity isn't bad publicity or something like that. Yeah. But it's just like that might be what you need just to get sparked, because like you can be the best part of, you feel me, ever or whatever, but nobody's watching right now. Yeah, so it's how do you get everybody's attention, and then from there you run.
So my thought, right, I was thinking that I would just be able to, you know, get, so as I'm, you know, like as you put in the work, as you meeting people, like I'm connecting with people, so when I do one with you gonna like say like, hey yo, like I just did this podcast, so like I might get a couple views from that, but then you might connect me to somebody else, and then that person gonna connect me to this person, and so as you just like, you know, from the ground, you just kind of roll, and I feel like But the other thing is, people are only gonna be coming for the viewer, not necessarily for me though. You know what I mean? So that's another thing too. You know what I'm saying?
It depends on what, like you said, it depends on how that episode goes. I can bring 10 people and the episode was cool, then boom. But if it's great, those 10 gonna stick, and they're solid. So you got.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It's just you can get 10 from every person you know, which isn't bad. You just gotta keep on going.
Yeah, but
what about that one wild thing you say give you 10,000?
Right.
You still not willing to do it.
I don't know, yo.
I'm not willing to do it.
You said you not?
No, I'm promoting it, but I'm just saying, like, just to give you that opinion. But it's just
it's a good view, yo, for sure.
Nah, I definitely can't. Because it was thick. I'll bring it back up 10 years later. Remember you said that? Yeah, I'm gonna bring it up. Like, I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna bring it up. Like, not Sway. Tyler Creator wouldn't be able to live with me. Like,
okay,
I would be like, you could be dope, cool, and all that, but I'm still gonna remember that moment.
Remember that time?
What y'all doing in the index? Like, what? Right. What's going on here? No.
Me and Flex.
Yeah. He was like, yo, bro, he gonna be 40. Like, yo, let it go. It's the only reason we're here in this mansion, because you said that wild stuff. No. But he was booming before that, but it just wasn't for me. I ain't got the air for it.
And I feel like it could also depend on the industry as well that you in. So like certain things might be able to fly with, like, depending on the image that you're trying to have.
Yeah, I get it.
So, there could be an instance where I'm having a conversation and, like, I might have somebody on and they might say some wild shit, but they a known person that say some wild shit. So then it becomes like, okay, you go to this because that person said, like, oh shit, and they like, what the fuck? Like, I ain't know that.
I get what you're saying.
So it could be in that sense, but like not like, I don't want it to.
There's so many different lanes though. It's just like, like, how many people are actually, like, I'm not gonna say famous, but like well known. Like, it's people with, like, just Instagram isn't a good example, but like it's people with millions of views that nobody know. Like for example, like Young and Ace, right? A lot of people know Young and Ace, but when I be saying him, he's a rapper. Some people be like, I don't know who he is, but he's really booming. He's like Who I Smoke, the one Who I Smoke. That's him. But he was like, he had millions of followers before I even knew about him. I was like, I never heard of him, and people around me was like, how you not know him? So you could be booming where you're from, and like it's that lane that you in,
but you just not even heard of from
other lane. It's so many different lanes. So I'm like you said, some people be known for that stuff, and it's cool for them to say it, like, type stuff, like. But you ain't willing to go. Nah, you don't want to never be known like that.
I don't know, yo.
Is that more publicity though? You're known for acting this way. Like, let's say, like, all right, we both be calm for real. One episode you spaz. How, Sway? Like, how? Like, just, but he was already known for, but like,
for real,
that's hella views. Like, Tim spaz, I gotta watch that. Like, who he spazzing on? Why? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
just walk off and shit.
I quit. And you go viral for something dumb like that.
Yeah, I don't know, yo.
He gonna plan on spazzing on somebody.
Right, real now.
As soon as he
taking notes of that shit right now. Like,
just go wild somebody out. Bring somebody on as a guest that you don't like. I'm about to let loose.
Just be waiting.
I'm about to do it.
But like I a part of it though is like I'm always caught. I don't even know if I'm supposed to say this, but I'm cautious of my image because, professionally as well.
Right.
Like I'm always thinking about, if a future employer like is researching me and then they like, oh, what the fuck? Like, yo, like, do this.
Yeah, I get it.
You do this.
Yeah, I get it. Like, they be looking back on people's history, like, oh, he tweeted this 10 years ago. Yeah, and that's how people be getting canceled. Yeah, so you delete your Twitter and stuff.
No, I don't have it. I haven't had a Twitter since high school, but I used to say some wild shit on Twitter and Facebook.
Is the Twitter anymore. Deleted?
I think it's deleted. And that's the thing, yo. Like, what is deleted? Can they find that shit? Like,
I mean, it's deleted. I don't think they go. If it's deleted, I don't think they can find it back up. Deleted and what is it called? Like
deactivated.
Deactivated. Yeah. It's different.
I don't know. Do they actually, like, the thing, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, do they actually delete everything, or do they just have like a little storage space where? But I think like if you permanently delete it, it's probably.
But I think the problem is people don't think of that. Like Kevin Hart did. Remember he got.
But I don't think he deleted his shit. I think
that's what I'm saying. He didn't delete it, but it was years ago. Right?
Yeah.
It was crazy, and I think they did. I don't know. It was a couple like famous people. It's just like, dang, that was 10 years ago, bro. Like, we changed. Everybody's grown and stuff like that. So I mean. I'm pretty sure. I mean, when you blow, I mean, they gonna find something. Yeah. I know you said something wild to me on social media. I might bring it up.
Yeah. Yo, I was thinking about something small. I said, so I was talking to Ern and like the first one that I had did, and we was talking about girls, and I was pretty much saying like, yeah, you know, as far as like me, like as men, we like, you know, we dating women, and like we do things for women, like we were like, you know, dressing up like just so that we could impress women.
Right.
And he was like, we doing it for the bitches, and then I was like, for bitches, but it was like, oh shit, like should I even have said, you know, that word, you know what I mean? Like, is that?
I feel like
because that's not politically correct either.
I feel like if you worry about everything that you do on your platform, you're not authentic. Like you're not being you. So I'm saying like they need to know you for being goofy and professional. Like, oh, Tim can do both. He good in both, you know, like type of lanes. So it's like, if you keep thinking that, you're gonna be kind of closed off. It's gonna be like stiff. You know what I'm saying? Because some people that's lit, Kanye want to come on here. Like, he always talking professional like this.
Hell yeah.
Like the morning show.
And and that's hella true, because another thing was I wanted to be relatable too. So it's like I want to get people, you know, that's like I was even thinking about, you know, people that had like did time, shit like that. Like, cause I want people to come to it and be like, oh shit, like it's such a diverse range of black people. You know what I mean? I mean, I get what you're saying. Now it's black people, and I'm like kind of like I'm thinking about, you know, bringing on, you know, different
cancel
ethnicities
culture.
And shit like that eventually.
Cancel culture.
but at the moment, it's just trying to show, you know, what's like, you know, the different sides of black
but you
people.
know, like that's what I'm saying. So people not gonna come on here because they're African American. You know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna like, oh, he black, I'm gonna support, I'm gonna come on. Like, no, like they're gonna eventually look you up and be like, oh, he cool. Like Meek Mill can have his own podcast. It's not only gonna be rappers on there. You know what I'm saying? Like he can link up with people just because like he's that, you know, feel me? People know he in that lane too. Like he like, bro, I'm real with anybody. I'm a real good person type stuff like that. So it's like, you don't want to just be. It ain't more so about like just your ethnicity or nothing like that. It's more so like people gonna mess with your part for you and the vibe that you give off type stuff like that. So I'd be like, just be you. Like
that's hella true.
If you're gonna cancel me for being me, you probably get more views. I'm sorry. You probably get more views just with like, yo, he say what he want. They trying to cancel, like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, just be you. I don't care about the cancel culture joint. Like, just be you. Like,
that makes sense.
That means you'll bring more guests on that will be more so like that you'll actually like. You know what I'm saying? Not just the ones that's being fake because, oh, I act professional in my last 30, so this is a professional guy here. Like, nah, you uptight now. Like, get somebody that's gonna really mess with you for your vibe. Y'all can come in here no topics and just.
Yo, and I did one, and I'd be like looking back at it, and I'd be like cringing a little bit just thinking about it, because it was like I wasn't being fully on, like full on authentic. You know what I mean? Because I was still trying to keep it too professional.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. If I had a pod, it would be just strictly getting people uncomfortable. Like, you know, you coming on here, you gotta be ready. Like, I'm gonna ask you some stuff you don't want to answer. They're gonna be like, but it's gonna be cool when you come on that podcast. They're gonna be like, I can be me, but at the same time, I know what to expect type stuff like that. You don't gotta just be one lane. Like, oh, I got a professional background, so everything on here is gonna be professional questions. Like, no, we gonna have fun. Like them chips. Yeah, I feel like you're being a lot of professionals, so that's why I said the stuff about the chips.
That's it. Yeah, I fuck with that. I like it. It's definitely a good little something that's like entertaining, right? You know, it's like it's not all just like serious as fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Because I tell you the truth, people like to laugh more than
hell yeah.
You feel me? Other stuff. So it's just
Yo, and that's the other thing. Like, I know personally for me, I will watch like a Joe Rogan podcast where he's talking to. I was just listening to one where he's talking to a philosopher, a guy like a PhD in philosophy, and he's teaching at like Carnegie or some shit like that. And it was like, I'm listening to it and I'm like, damn, this is hella interesting what they talking about. They talking about like parasitic thoughts. So like you have a thought that like comes into your mind. So it's the same thing as a parasite, like a virus or something like that. So like you your body wants to, or you need to be the person to fight off that thought because it's a bad thought. Like it's kind of like, you know, making those like correlations. But it was boring as shit though.
Hold up, you was interested. It was a boring part.
But I know that like somebody else was just probably just like, yo, what the
majority
fuck are you listening to? You know what I mean?
But that's what I'm saying. So you saying like
it's not entertaining, I guess, in a sense. And
to who?
Right. And that's what I'm saying. And that's what I was about to say. I don't know if our generation would like if they even want to be that serious. You know what I mean? Like, are you going to sit down for an hour, 2 hours? And just listen to somebody just with, you know, like a black person that's just like, just talking like, you know, seriously.
I think it's more so, I feel like any business that you have, any business, it got to be a certain audience that you're trying to get. So once you get that audience, you should be able to cool with that salary, that like viewing or whatever you. But then you can start reaching out to other places. So it got to be a certain audience that you. So if you're just saying like just African American people or just any type of ethnicity, it ain't gonna be they all do different stuff. They all like different stuff. Like for example, you could watch that part and think it was interesting. I could have watched it and think it was boring. So you're not gonna be able to get everybody in that.
That's true.
So it's like
So it will be people that will
exactly. Like so if he's saying this is gonna be
a
real smart podcast, only certain people will know about it. Then he's targeting like college kids, people that's gonna be in this field or something like that. Because he could have something lined up for that. Like I'm coming out with this later on that can target this audience. So whoever he likes that, he can see the numbers that like it and stuff like that. But it ain't gonna be meant for everybody. It's nothing that you're gonna have is gonna be meant for everybody. Like my video stuff, if I'm doing like music videos and there's a whole bunch of rappers and stuff like that, I'm not thinking too many, Adele's gonna try to hit me up for a video. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't gonna be meant for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, get your targeted audience and then run with that. Like, that everything has to have a meaning behind it. You ain't gotta worry about capturing everybody. Nobody has everybody's attention. I really can't think of nobody that's like everybody for. I haven't met a person that don't like Drake yet, but like Drake don't have everybody's attention. And you probably say he's like a number one overall right now, since we know
with attention, but there are people that don't.
Yeah,
I'm like what you said.
Yeah, it's just like
there are those. Yeah,
you can't get everybody. It ain't gonna work.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, he definitely. It's crazy how much like he's like the everybody.
He's
people
versatile.
Be saying, very
versatile. Versatile. He's very versatile, but it's not stuff that he can't. He rap, he sing, he does like. He did the little like what's the Rihanna stuff? The little
like Caribbean
like,
type and like London UK accents and shit like that.
He's just he's just targeting. He got an audience that's cool with. He can stop trying to target other audience, but he's still trying.
Yeah, and he also just like he developed that's his image. You know what I mean? Like he's developed it to the point where he can experiment and do a Spanish song and like just any type of thing, and it's just like we gonna listen to it because it's like.
I don't know what he hasn't done. Like he just did like beef. He didn't rap like had like rap beef whatever. He didn't acted. Started acting like
and that's probably why we were saying that we wasn't as impressed with the album because it was like
that's what I'm saying. He reached the audience, but it just wasn't for us. You know what I'm saying? Like
or
not the whole.
I think it's like what I was thinking is he didn't necessarily like he didn't really go because he's so versatile. We was expecting him to just do a little bit more like I don't know, just like experiment a little bit more, like show us a different side of Drake. But it was almost like we just got the same Drake that we've been.
Yeah, I think that was like the old Drake when he was coming out with all the love songs.
It did feel like a little bit. I said it felt like a little Take Care a little bit.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Yeah. But what did the title was Certified Lover Boy. Right. I mean, it is some hip hop songs that's out there that's like but it was just like he gave what the title said, so I can't be mad at something like that. But it's just I think it's also the weight.
You got heart in his hair and shit. So maybe we should have been expecting. You don't know you ain't see the part. He got a part.
I be paying Drake no attention, bro.
He got a part with a heart in it, yo. He been rocking that for a minute now.
You think it's somebody that was dark skinned did that? Would it be like more of a problem? Like Meek Mill did it. You think it'd be a problem?
But
not a problem.
But what we talking about though, image. So Meek Mill's image is like he's street. Right. So it'd be like like he would lose all the Philly if he did that.
No, I mean I get your point though. It wouldn't be his targeted audience. Yeah, it wouldn't. It would be weird. It'd be considered weird.
That's crazy, yo. How much of like that shit is business? Because now we talking about like demographics and shit. They probably I don't know if you ever watch House of Cards, but it was like an episode and it was like a real small part where his wife Claire, she was talking to their like public relations publicist, some shit like that. Right. But pretty much she was like telling her like the publicist or whatever the PR person, whatever they are. She told her like you should cut your hair this way. You should let your gray show a little bit. Like telling her like to tweak it because we want to appeal to this audience. We want you to look this way right now for this. And I'm wondering if they even have those people where they like. Don't do this to your image because we need you to look like this right now because this is your demographic right now.
I feel like if you're trying to win over something like a voting, something like that, then you would need to appeal to certain people more. Like I don't think Barack just appealed to us because he was black. he gave us that young feeling. Like he be like, bro, I understand the young and the old. You know what I'm saying? Like
shooting threes.
like that's like Joe Biden, old as hell. And but he's just like he get that vibe like that. He's relaxed. He's just like, bro, like I seen something on Snapchat the other day. I probably didn't pay attention to it enough, but the first 5 seconds it already had me mad. So they was talking about they said I think like 13 people died. They went to Afghanistan and died. He sent over there.
Yeah.
So they said instead of our president coming out and being tough, like we're United States, blah blah blah, y'all gonna pay type stuff. Like we're kind of used to as a president. Like don't mess with us. He was kind of breaking down, like a tear or something. And he was like make it seem like we were weak, and I'm like, that's not what I got from that. Like I thought it was just like that mean he really cares. They're not just Marines. They're like just like no, they're just part of the army. Like they actually people. Like So people was thinking about like, oh, he's weak. Our president's weak, and I'm just like, that's crazy because he's showing sympathy. Like,
but yo.
It's an image, though.
And that's what I was about to say. That could have been a decision made by his PR people. They could have been like, "You cry this time." They'd have been like, they were like,
"So do you?"
Like they probably had a whole meeting where they were like, "How we gonna respond to this?" And he was like, "Should we go aggressive?" And they'd be like, "Nah, maybe we shouldn't go aggressive right now because we trying to get this people like we want to win the next election. So it's like, all right, let's not be aggressive. Let's cry this time."
With something that sensitive, you think you're willing to go opposite way? So what if he was like really sensitive, right? Like he really cared, but they said go aggressive. Mm-hmm. Are you willing?
Am I?
Yeah, if you would have prayed, like, are you gonna like? You know, I ain't gonna act like I care about the family. You can't mess with the United States. So, are you willing like to? All right, I gotta go out here and act.
Am
like,
I?
Yeah, are you? President Greene?
I might try to run for office. So no, I won't do that.
I might try to run. That's what I'm saying. Remember that time you said you would lie? Yo, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. Maybe I'm naive. I just don't be thinking, bro. Like, yo, we are really willing to go like that far to act like we don't care about people's lives to keep up an image. Mm-hmm. Like, I think that's not humane. Bro. That's just crazy. Like,
I feel like you feel like you could acknowledge the deaths, but then also just be like, and then just go into it and be like, but. We coming back.
I don't think they ever did that. I never seen the president do that though. I never seen the president be like show the sad part. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like show sympathy. I'm like, I always seen like the United States. Like y'all know what y'all did when y'all did that. I always seen that. So when I seen that, I was like, that hit like an awe. Like, oh, he really cared type stuff. Probably could have been set up, but people was looking at it as negative, and I was like, if anything, I just thought you would get caught by the trap, not be like. What are you doing up there? You supposed to be tough. Like that's kind of crazy, bro. I just think that's insensitive. That's it. Like,
and not to jump too much, but since we on presidents, I had this question in my mind, and I was thinking about, do you know who the 6th president? If somebody was to ask you like, who's the 15th president?
I don't know.
Who the 23rd president?
You know what's crazy? You're asking the wrong person about this. Listen, I told my man since the other day. If I don't care about it, I literally know nothing about it. Like when I'm focused on something, I'm focused. Like I'm all my attention. I don't really care about the other stuff.
But what I was thinking about it, and I don't know if this is true, but I was wondering do we not know because we don't see ourselves in the presidents. Like so when we was in school, when we was learning about history and all of this stuff, and we were learning about the presidents, and it was like we just see like white man. So it's kind of like, was it like because once Obama became president, it was almost like, oh now we do know like we paying attention a little bit more to like who was in office and shit like that.
I never thought about it. That might be right because I did pay attention a little bit more when Barack was in. And like when somebody would say something about him, I'm like, no, he did this. I knew that. And I have no idea why I knew that.
And it was like, so it's like in school, like yo, we learned about history and all of this stuff, but it was just like. It don't feel relatable to us.
I feel that
because it was just like for me it was like it was never like you know like I'm prideful of America like George Washington was the greatest man. You know what I mean?
Might have a point because other ethnicities probably they really know a lot more and they be proud about it. Like we're like proud. You know, I was just talking about I didn't learn about any pandemics. in school. Like I didn't learn about like
when
Corona,
the bubonic plague or some shit like that.
Like when Corona hit, I was like the world coming to an end. Like I'm like I don't never seen nothing like this, never heard nothing like this. Like I'm keeping my money, I'm about to do this and this, and then like people were telling me like you ain't never heard of this. And like millions of people died from this. I ain't learned nothing about that. Like now I feel like they gotta teach this. Like if they don't say nothing about Corona in the history, like I feel that's just kind of crazy. I just we really going through a part of time that like it might not change. We might actually stay like this.
Yeah, I think I don't know.
I mean, because people getting shots and stuff, we still wearing masks. Like we still social distancing. Like it doesn't like.
I don't even know, yo. But as far as history though. Because I was watching another podcast, it might have been Joe Rogan, but he was pretty much, they were talking about like when they were taking the statues now because it was like this person had slaves, so like we need to take these statues away. But Joe Rogan was like, but there's a sort of like pridefulness in those statues, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck about any of these statues, yo. Like I don't know, but that might just
I get what you're saying. I mean,
because
it's two stories to everything. I mean, even the worst things, bro.
What museum do you like museums? Do you like history museums? Have you like? I don't know if we. I don't know.
Are you saying because there's nothing we can relate to in there? That's like.
Because like you might want to go. You might go to the what's it called? The Black Museum that's in Blacks and Whites, and the the museum that's in DC, the new one, the African American Museum.
You been?
I haven't been, but it was something I would go to. You know what I mean? Because it's like
something relatable.
But every time that we think about history, it's almost like we just think slavery and like we was oppressed during that time.
Appealing, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might actually be right about it. I never thought of it in that sense. Like, I never thought of it like that. Like, that's probably why I'm not as into the history part, because there's not much positive stuff that we can get up out of, like just depression and stuff like that. Just like, I never thought about that at all. Like, that might be the reason why. But hold up, only defense. Like I said, anything I give it both sides. Joe Biden is white. And he don't probably give off like slave master vibes or nothing like that. But it's just like, you like Joe Biden?
I haven't even been like,
I just feel like you don't got the same vibe as for Joe Biden. You don't even see him as much.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's not even in the, exactly. Like, I feel like everybody was talking about Trump all the time. But like now with Biden, it's kind of quiet.
Exactly. And it's just like he not out here, like I can say, making an ass of everybody. Like he just out here, I'm doing my job. I don't need to see me every. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm just like, I don't get the same vibe I get from Joe Biden as I did from George Washington. All of that was just out there just doing a whole bunch.
But do you get that vibe because he was Obama's vice president?
No, it's just the image that he give out. The image that he give out as his own, like his own lane.
Chill,
he just like chill. Like I mean, it was extra because he was behind Barack, but I'm just like, when he was in charge now, it's just like, I'm not about to bring him along with me just to let everybody know I'm still in good arms. He's just out here chilling, like he's just doing his thing, and I'm not saying I would be as interested in learning about him, but I can't give them all the same background. You know what I'm saying? You might like some of them white presidents we just don't care about.
And since we on history too, yo, and I don't want this to get too educational, but I was also thinking about the fact that, so this was always my struggle with school. We would learn about, like especially when I was at Roland Park, yo, like I started failing like one of my English classes like 8th grade year because I'm tired of learning about white people, yo. Like I got to that point where it was like, and no offense, like of course like those like we can learn things from like people's experiences, like the Holocaust and all of that stuff. But we was learning about like Greek mythology when it just felt like like we just keep learning about this group of people, but we just didn't learn anything about us. And I had got to this point where like I was trying to question how much of an impact it has when we don't know our roots, like full on, like, because you talk to a white person, they'll be like, yeah, I'm German, half German, my mom's Italian, they came over from Sicily, and my father came here with only $5 in his pocket. But for us, we don't know.
Yeah, that's a fact, because somebody asked me the other day, and I don't know what I am. I know it's a little Indian in me. I don't know that.
I got white in me. I got black out. Just a whole bunch of stuff. I'm from Baltimore. What the fuck?
I get that though.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. I just feel like. So you think that's a part of like we were saying about the president, like go out there and get this image? You think it was set up for them to be like, we're only gonna learn about this culture because we want to keep this culture up. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you don't know about your culture, you can't progress really. So I mean, that could be a good setup because I don't know too much about that. It didn't stick with me either. If it don't stick with you, like if I was learning about something where I was from and like some positive stuff, I'm like, okay, like I would be more, you know, into learning more. And it would stick more. So I'm just like, that might make sense.
And so you have that, right? All right, so like you can look back, right? And you'll be like, oh, like, wow, we did these things. And of course, like we can think about like Martin Luther King, we can think about, you know, Malcolm X, we can Marcus Garvey and all of these different people. But then it gets to a point where you start looking forward too. So it's like I'm looking back and I'm looking forward. So I'm looking at what's in front of me as well. And so it's like I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it behind me and I don't see it in front of me. Like, who do I even identify with?
That's because we don't know exactly where we're at right now because you ain't learning about the past, you can't progress. You know what I'm saying? That's like saying if, like camera stuff, podcast stuff, if you ain't got nobody to look, oh, he messed up here, he did this here, you're gonna go through the same stuff. So those 20 years, you know, somebody else doing a podcast back then, you're gonna do the same 20, you're not gonna progress. Y'all gonna end at the same place. So y'all gonna be in the same, it's the same cycle. So that, it makes sense. You actually gotta know where you at from the past to learn from that. So you can progress and stuff like that. And we're gonna be stuck in the same cycle then. Unless you think it's schools out there that's just
probably starting to probably like instead of just talking about like chattel slavery and all of that, like maybe they starting to.
Do you know what happened before slavery?
What, like with like what they was on Africa?
No, I'm just saying. Like,
I know
like you got your Christian stuff like Jesus and stuff, and then I know slavery. And like I don't even know what happened in the middle.
A whole lot.
Like in the middle, I was like, but who was the first person to say, yo, you gonna be the first slave?
Yeah,
like,
for real though.
Like I don't even know, like, and then it's like you said, it's nothing positive to like, not for us. Like I haven't heard one thing positive, and
it's just a struggle.
Even with our positive, it was struggle behind it, and then it always ended in like a terrible day. Like Martin Luther King, like he didn't die of old age. Yeah. Like you know, like like it's not like it was always like, oh, he fought for a cause, but like at the end,
and it's almost like fight for a cause, and that's what's gonna happen to you.
Exactly. So it's like it's no positive. I can understand that though. Like I can understand why it don't stick, and we don't have that same oomph as everybody else. I never thought of it like that. That makes sense.
And since we on this, you remember I was saying that I wanted to talk about role models and shit like that. So like, who are some of your like, you know, like who seeing successful black men or successful black women or like growing up, like say from elementary up to high school, what was in your face as like, and I mean I don't know if I should like clarify or not, like, cause of course, you know, like you can have like a decent lifestyle where you like working, you know what I mean? Like you have like, you might work a 9 to 5 and like you got like, you can afford to do like, you know, like the basic stuff, like you can eat wherever, like, you know what I mean? Like you can do those things, but like when it gets to the point where you like spending $1,200 on, you know, some shoes and a glass of wine or some shit like that, like seeing that, like I don't even know if that's like even in my like, you know what I mean? Like I don't even know about this.
You know our role models. If you're not a celebrity,
exactly.
Rapper,
but like I'm talking about close, like in reach.
Exactly. If you're not one of those things, our role models it was low. It was low. It's minimal. As for example, like a role model with me back then would be like, say my grandma, right? She worked all day, like she hard work. If you slept 8 hours, she went to work when you would sleep, and she came back when you went back to sleep. You know what I'm saying? So like, I barely seen it. So I was like, I can understand it because I do that now. But that was like a role on me because it was like when there was time to do something, she could. I seen her taking care of like plenty of people. Like, so it was like, in my mind, like, you're not living paycheck to paycheck. That was like a role model right there. That was the goal, not to live paycheck to paycheck. You know what I'm saying? And as you get older, you start to see more stuff like that. And, you know, and like for example, I'm not living paycheck to paycheck, but I would think that like I may be some people's role models because you're doing it at a young age. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for real.
Doing it at a young age. So we are progressing.
Because
we can see it. We progressing and we can see it, but it wasn't that many. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that shouldn't even be a role model. Just not living paycheck to paycheck. And like everybody around you shouldn't be living. Nobody should be living paycheck to paycheck around you. That way your goals have been bigger. You know what I'm saying? That's like somebody like growing up and everybody like, at the end of every month I got like $5,000 extra. Mm-hmm. When you get that person age, you gonna have like 10 grand extra. You know what I'm saying? It's like so. Our role model was, it's not even always about money though, but it's just like, as far as like how people handle things like that. Like my grandma was like, she been from the hood. She also in the church life. So she had that perfect balance. Like she know I can be professional and I can be goofy and I can also be serious. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think that was my role model, but that's not like a big role. Like when you think of role model, you think of like, you know, some crazy stuff.
Right. And not to, you know, say any, like, of course you can have a woman role model, but I mean like men too, like, you know, like really like seeing a man and being like I could be this man.
You know who a man role model was to me back then? Your father.
For real, yeah. That's crazy.
Yo, it was like, I probably didn't see all the ins and outs, but it was like a healthy relationship. Yeah. Like, you know how everybody wants kids? You know, your kid, you got the one dude, one son, one daughter. Yeah. Like, it was like a house, a home, 2 good jobs.
Exercise.
It was like, like, oh, that's what a family looked like. You feel me? And then we probably don't see arguments or like tough or rough times, but it was just like, majority, it was like.
Shit, we didn't either though. I never seen them like, you know.
Like, that was a role model. Anybody, listen, it don't make sense, but I've seen more divorces than marriages. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like. Yeah. It's like, that was a role model to me. You didn't have to be rich. That was like what I thought a happy home looked like. You know what I'm saying? So that was a role model to me. Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the end of the day. Everybody wants to have kids at the end of the day. Nobody wants to be broke. So he didn't get the image that he was broke. Yeah. So it was just like, oh, this is what. No, that's the goals right there. Everybody else was always doing negative stuff for good reasons. You know, stuff like that. Like, I'm out here. I'm gonna sell drugs to feed my family. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, it always go left, jail time, and then like stuff.
And you don't see the other side. Like, I mean, of course, like, you could say that, you know, the person that's the addict has, you know, like that's their decision to take the drugs. But you don't see like the destruction of that person's life. Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, so you saying like, my family, like, they looking good over here, but like, you don't see the other family with the mother that's doing the drugs that you serve, like you serve. So
that. And then, you know, like you said, you don't know how that person even got there. Because that person could have went from doing everything right to something going wrong, and then just I'm about to go do this one day, and then it just stays on a consistent thing. Like,
or, you know,
it's
mental health, shit like that.
Exactly, bro. And that mental health stuff is, you know, when we was younger, your mental health was not really
it wasn't even in our minds,
bro, at all. Like, you know, I'm raised like, you act a certain way, you get your ass. Like,
yeah, for real.
But now it's like, you
gotta time you can have ADHD and just, you know, you just got hella energy.
Chill, yeah. Just put me in the sport.
I'm gonna whip your ass if you don't sit down.
Yeah, you don't sit down. Like, yo, just get me in the sport. Just get me in the sport. Like,
yeah, for real though. Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we so aware of everything. Like, but people say society is just sensitive now. But it's like, some things you gotta be sensitive about. Some you gotta have a balance, bro. Like, you can't be like, there's pills for everything that's wrong with a person. You know, you ain't smart, I can give you a pill. But at the same time, just like, no, you need to read a book. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you can't be too sensitive. You gotta have an equal balance of everything. You gotta be able to put yourself in somebody else's shoes, no matter what the situation is. So it's just like, back then, bro, it was just, we was raw, bro.
Yeah. But going back though, and yo, it's hella shit. Now that we talking about growing up, it's hella shit I want to get into. But just going back to the whole role model, like, success thing. So I guess like now, at what point did your mind, like, at what point did you see what does success look like to you, and at what point did you, I guess, see that, like, what is that?
I feel like, so success will be different when you're younger. Success, you know, everybody wants to be rich, famous, you know, stuff like that. So that means whatever I wanted to do, I was the best at it. And if you wasn't the best at it, you failed. You know what I'm saying? So like, if I wanted to play football, I was like, I gotta be rich. I gotta support my family. I gotta be rich. Like, but then as you get older, you realize, bro, it's billions of jobs. It's
my fault.
What you got?
1 sec. My fault. Because you just said, I don't know if I should let you finish that.
So I said what you say.
Because you said football.
Right.
So sports was like the go-to, like the way out, like that was what we saw as like how to make money.
Exactly.
I think.
But is that necessarily what you want to do or what you're good at?
I don't know. I feel like did you feel like you enjoyed sports?
I feel like you'll enjoy anything when everybody around you say you're good at it. So if like me playing football, say I'm the worst. Like say I hate it, right? But I am fucking shit up, right?
Yeah.
If my whole family is happy and everybody's saying like you're good at this, friends, now I all of a sudden like this. You know how people be like, I don't know if I like this, like this hairstyle. Girls like, I don't know if I like this. Yeah. But everybody be like, oh, I like your hair. Now they be like, oh, I kind of do like my hair. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like that was my way out. I'm not going to say necessarily because I like football or anything like that. I really don't know if I just know I was good at it. So I was like, this is my way out. So that was the goal. But as you get older, you realize, bro, it's billions of jobs. It's billions of different ways of success. And success don't always bring you happiness. So like, which one do you rather want? Like success or happiness? So it's like, which one would you choose?
Yeah.
You can be real successful, but what if you don't like doing it?
Right. And since you got back to it, so what does that look like for you then, right now?
Success or happiness? It's two different things. Success and happiness.
So which one do you want more?
It's everybody. The correct answer is happiness. That's the correct answer.
That's not my answer.
The correct answer is happiness, but it's like,
I don't know if that's the correct answer. I mean, yeah, it is.
It's
the
correct.
You want to be happy.
Happy, yeah. It's like, but okay. So I guess success would have been me making it to the NFL, right? But happiness would have been like what if success would have brought me like all this? I know it comes with football. You know, people be banged up. People be
concussions and all that.
Yeah, be really messed up. You feel me? But happiness. What if you could have been that? I don't know. I'm just gonna give you a random job. I don't know. Like, what if you could have been that like police officer that
like really make a difference in the community?
That really made a difference, and you still had money in your pocket when you was done. You still had a happy. You met the person for you. You can be truly happy. You gotta be You ain't gotta bring in all that money. I didn't realize that. Like when you go from a little house to a big house. I mean, from a big house to a little house. I realized I didn't really need all that space. Like we was really spoiled. Like, but it's like you don't really need all that stuff. All that money could go towards something that make you happy, or like it's just something different. Like so, happiness is really more important.
Yo, but like I don't know. Maybe I got a messed up like my perception of it is construed now because I guess social media, it makes you feel like you need to have this certain lifestyle rather than just being happy. Like I don't think people really.
So I don't want to change it.
Yeah.
But like technology. So now we all got access to the same stuff immediately. Like we all can pick up the phone and look at the same post, and we all can say, "Well, I like that lifestyle." So now that's in our mind. I was saying if you didn't know about music or something like that, you will come out with your own style. Well, now we all seeing the same stuff. We're all aiming for the same things. So it's like we didn't all have phones. We did not have phones every day. Before that Razor came out, we was outside. I can't even tell a kid go outside and do. I don't even know what to tell a kid to do. Go outside and play. Like, do what? I don't tag.
Man, we used to have hella fun outside. Though. I don't know what the.
They gonna be like, I'm not about to go out here and play no hide and seek.
Yeah, that shit was so fun, though.
But it's like, so now all our eyes are on the same thing. So it's kind of hard to say, this is a success. Or this amount of likes doesn't mean you're likable. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I'm just saying, like, it's society because of all this technology. All this technology, we all look at the same thing. Everybody has to have a business because of Corona. If you don't have a business now, I don't know one person without a business now. And before Corona, it didn't really matter.
Yeah. Damn, yo.
So it's just like we all saying the same things. It got to be technology. What would you do if we didn't have phones and laptops?
And that's the thing. Like maybe, would we be happier if we didn't have it? Because it's like you just said. I don't think anybody wants to be that police officer with the the good wife. But like he just he come home to his kids and just. But it's just average size house. Like it don't have like the cement
but
floors.
Feeling is different though.
The big windows and shit that you got view and all
rooftop
of that.
View and all.
Like he just come home and he just come home.
But that feeling is different. So it's like scoring a touchdown more important than true happiness.
Oh, I appreciate like every time that I talk to you, you always like bring. It's almost like grounding, like I don't know, like I ain't even I've had that thought in my mind before, but like you just brought me back to it just now, and it's like what the fuck, like
it's true because some people get hit with that type of stuff. We done had those, we done had moments like that. Like we can have all this money now, or is it gonna mess up my true happiness, what I worked for, type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like we done had those moments, so it's just like sometimes you just gotta pick certain. I don't know, bro. It's choices, bro. And you know what's different? What I'm terrible at. Taking risk. I am not the type of person to take risk.
When you was hitting me up about the box structure, like that was like a risk that like like it's not even that bad of a risk, but it was just like I'm so like
out of that lane. Yeah, it's a risk, and it's just like See, for me, it's more so it's not that much of a risk. Like a risk for me would be like, yo,
like
go get
moving.
this camp. Yeah, like moving to a different state.
Yeah.
Like I work hard and I had so many opportunities to get raises and move to a different state. And I'm like, nah, I'm not about to go just live in a different state by myself. Like,
yeah.
It's just like I can't take that risk because I don't know why. It's just me. Like I'm not good at taking risks. I could be way wealthier and all that, but like I wouldn't be happy. I think. See, I didn't take that risk. I think if I was in Austin or North Carolina, you feel what I'm saying? Like,
so what happens though, right? If would your job be cool? Like, all right, so you do move, but you stay for a year and you be like, I don't like it. And then like, could you hit up your people now and be like, can I come back?
I definitely think I stamped myself that I can come back.
So do that, yo.
Like, you see, I'm good. I'm good.
It's only a year,
it is because you know how you ever went to like a new school? Like, I don't know nobody here.
Yeah.
Take you a week, bro. You be good. You feel me? Now I'm a grown person. I'm like, because I know how I am. I'm not gonna. I've been in a lot of different states based off of work. I've been in North Carolina for like months. I've been to Texas.
Yeah.
I've been to Atlanta. Like, I've been in a lot of places, but it's just like, and I made friends immediately. And I probably was only there for 2 weeks. Made a lot of friends. Like, we going out like we knew each other for years, type stuff.
Yeah.
But as far as just moving, I don't know nobody else that took that risk other than you. You know what I'm saying? And you probably took the risk to a small extent, but it's like, if I had more friends like that, maybe I would be more acceptable to it, but.
Yeah. Because even right now, I'm not that far.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying? But you did take that risk, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I don't know.
But would I move to Cali? Or I've actually been thinking about Singapore, yo. Like out the country.
Your pockets looking like, what man say Singapore,
but like moving for work, yo. Like, so, because my job, they have, I'm not supposed to say this.
Don't get canceled.
No, I'm saying like as far as, because I gotta make sure that I don't use language that's like, I'm a representative of said company that I may be or may not be working for at this current time.
Right.
But so there are companies that are here that you can work for, but they also have locations in
exactly.
Different
just
countries.
like any other
like
job.
That.
Right.
So like you can just
McDonald's is in Singapore.
Exactly. So you can you can make burgers in Singapore,
right.
But you just it's the same thing. Yeah, you just in Singapore.
That's dope, bro. But I'll go for a visit. So they told me like I do now, but go there for a few months.
Yeah.
I bet. But I've never been to a place that was like I can live here. Like I went to California and I was just like, I hate that everything was like you talking about us going in a direction as far as technology and like fashion and like bruh, everything was like if you ain't rich you nobody. That's how I got the vibe off of it. I'm just like,
wait, where was that at?
I was in California.
Okay,
I was in what's the real expensive part?
Hollywood or some shit, or like Los Angeles.
It's where all this, I don't know. It was in some, I don't know. I can't remember. It's where all these little fancy stores. We was excited when we seen a Honda.
I know what you're talking about.
We was excited when we seen a Honda. We was like, oh, like Maserati truck, Benz truck, Lamborghini. Like, oh, like.
Now that you on that though, like that's a comfort thing though. Like I do it, not necessarily like I see a Honda, but I'm working and I see a black person that like they might talk a certain way. I'm like, oh shit, like let me talk to this person rather than talking to the person that talk completely different from me. Right. It's because it's like a comfort thing. So it's like, are we just trying to stay within like maybe it's our brain telling us to not do nothing different? You know what I mean? Like,
bring it back because history shows you go against the grain, you go outside your lane.
Yeah, you're gonna end up on a boat.
Yep, shackles. Can't do it. Yo, that's what I'm just saying. Yo, we're not. All right, put it like this. Give me an example of one time in history when an African American has went against the grain and something positive came out.
Yo. I mean, right. Other than like if we thinking about it in the sense of entertainment and stuff like that. But as far as anything else, like I don't feel like we see it. You know what I mean? It might be somebody that did something crazy, but we just don't have it in our grasp. And that's what I was like thinking as far as this podcast. Yeah. I was thinking about it in the sense of because like we don't see it. Like it's not out there. It's not like I see these black people doing these things like. Like my father, he ride the road bikes with the thin tires, like he riding and he doing like 30 miles or some shit, like just riding, but like when you think of a black person, you don't think like, oh, it's black people out here doing that.
Yeah,
like,
I guess you're saying.
You know what I mean? I know Kevin Hart is doing it, and it's like people that are doing it, but like rock climbing or some shit, or like surfing. Yeah, like you don't, when you think of those things, you don't think of black people. So it's just like,
you're right.
You know.
But you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. Black people are definitely doing more.
Yeah, we are.
I ain't gonna lie to you. It gets to a point, and I told you I'm 50-50 with everything. Like if somebody said something about slavery, and they was like, everybody's like, it's all bad. I'm sure somebody in the crowd would be like, well, who was gonna do it? Somebody had to pick the guy. I'm like, it's got to be some type of, I'm not gonna say it's a pro, but like it's always another side. So when we talk about like black people, I feel like black people be racist sometimes, bro. Like I understand we're trying to uplift because we've been down for so long, but if white people here and we here, sometimes we go here and we be racist. Like I swear the most racist thing I ever seen black people do was blackpeoplemeet.com. I think that was the first dating site I seen. I was like, that's racist.
Yo, yeah.
And I don't see nobody check black people. And I'm not saying like, you can't do the same thing to other people and expect equality. Right?
Yeah, I feel
uplift
you.
like by black. I get it. We do that. I get that. But you can't be.
Yo, and I think that's also been one of my issues too. Like what we were talking about as far as, you know, being open to different stuff, or being more just more open to, you know, exploring different things or different like avenues. So if we don't, for me, like I know that I'm less likely to do certain stuff or like to meet certain people because like I feel like I'm limiting myself because I'm like, okay, this is like I'm still thinking, you know, like these white people are doing this or this race is doing this, but so like this isn't.
You're picking a lane where you're most likely to succeed type stuff. Like, is that what you're saying?
Maybe, yeah. Or I'm just picking it where I'm more comfortable. I think that's probably it. So it's like I need, and I want to get out of that because I even be thinking about it like if I'm listening to a podcast, right? So I'm listening to two white guys talking. Right. I feel like because I don't full on relate to their experience, that I'm less likely to listen to the full thing because it's like I don't want to listen to this, you know, these white guys talking. I want to hear some black guys talking about it. But it's like they could be doing the exact same shit, but it's like
how they got it, their road to getting there was different. So it's just like you got it easier type stuff sometimes. Yeah,
but it's like you still can get so much information from that, you know, that demographic of people.
But that's the difference. Difference is learning from, like, you know for a fact that I can learn from this, just less likely to, you know, be entertained by it because we had different paths to it. Like you didn't have to go through things I went through type stuff like that. But you're smart enough to listen. I feel the other side is people be like, oh no, they ain't come from Baltimore. Like they ain't had to go through it. I'm not listening to it. I'm not even gonna get the knowledge.
Not even.
Yeah, exactly.
Not
so
even give it the chance. Yeah.
That's on them. That's why I think they'd be like that slight difference from like racism and like that. Like that's like saying, like you said, right now I want to grab this audience and then I'm going everywhere with it. If you just say no, I just want this audience, and I was like, all right, that's racist. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's just like, as long as you know the difference. That's what I'm saying. As long as you're not treating the other side like they treated us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to be smart about things. So I think you're going about things the right way. Yeah. But we just got to get out that comfort zone as well. And I'm just not willing to do that yet.
Yo. And I don't know how to like transition into it, but I wanted to talk. So we were talking about, you know, like social media and like that impact and like, you know, trying to keep a certain image or like look a certain way to like, because it just seemed like, you know, in Baltimore, I guess like everybody just looked like they like up, like everybody doing super well. Everybody got on Balenciagas, everybody rocking the, you know, like a big, you know, Cuban link, bust down, you know, bust down rollies, you know, but like as far as the temptation, so wanting that, but not necessarily having like where I am financially, like I'm not willing to spend, you know, 15,000 or 10,000, whatever the people spend on a Rolex. You know what I'm saying?
Tell my viewers, if you got it, you don't want it. All right. If you got the money, you don't want the stuff. You heard Tim just say it. He don't want it. So if you gotta think about it. Bro.
No, I'm saying. Yo, what I'm saying is I can't see myself spending.
Exactly. Look, you know I'm telling you. Yo, if you didn't have it, you want it. That's like saying, all right, so growing up, right? So it's like you see all these things, and he like, oh, he Burberry down, Louis Vuitton, whatever, something like that. In your mind, he got money. But then you realize you go to his house, and his house like, what's going on here? So when you get older, it's like, well, I have the money to rather fix my house or be bust down about it. You're gonna be like, I feel that's when you got to make that choice right there. Cause
damn,
you know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, some people that got it, they don't do it. But if I'm making like, say I'm making $1,000 a week, right? But something I want costs like $1,200. It's like, dang, I'm willing to save 2 paychecks to buy this one thing, which is just dumb because now you're really broke. You're broke with an expensive outfit on. So it's like when you got it, when you making $3,000 a week, you're gonna be like, I'm about to buy that. What am I about to buy that for? Like, you no longer want those things. Like when you wanted your first car, it's just like, well, I always want this car. And then it's like, oh, that car is not really all that. It don't mean anything. This car can do the same thing for me. Or this image doesn't do anything for me. You know what I'm saying? You start separating that self. Like, you start growing up and going to school and you realize this person ain't what it seems. You know what I'm saying? Or what he got on doesn't mean anything. You know what I'm saying? You start learning that in school and just like, some people stuck in those ways. Some people get attention how they want, how they get it. But it's just like, any adult will let you know, my house come before my shoes. Or like, you know, the bills come before me eating at a 5-star restaurant, stuff like that. Like, you still got some childish people out there, but.
Yo, yeah, it's hard, yo. And I, like, even thinking about buying, you know.
Go ahead, what you want? Half a
I'm talking about, okay, I'm talking about me. So if I wanted, you know, like some Balenciagas or some shit like that, like,
that's cool.
Spending that amount of money, and I feel like you could get Balenciagas for like what, like 800 or something like that.
Yeah, but
how much they are.
But you being a smart adult, you wouldn't buy some $800 shoes unless you had $1,600
like already.
Yeah, just after you buy the 800. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's a difference from that person that got 900 and is willing to spend that 800.
Yeah.
So y'all both got the same shoes on, but one's just not smart. Like listen, if you know me, you know I done did some dumb stuff. I done went and bought a car for $1,000 for one day. You know what I'm saying? And just because like it was more so like I was like you deserve this type thing. But I wouldn't have bought it if I only had $200. You know what I'm saying? So if you got it, you really don't care about it that much. You really understand the whole thing, the bigger picture. But when you can't reach it, it's like, bro, I'm not gonna have this if I don't do it now type stuff. Then that's when it's like kind of desperate. It's like a desperate act and stuff like that.
That's true.
Because that's the image of Baltimore. No, it's just the image of Baltimore, bro. It's just like, it's more important. You know more people in Baltimore that's down than is up. You know what I'm saying? So if you can look like you up for a second.
Yeah. But that's the only thing that we see though. I guess it's like most of like on Instagram, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like that's what you see on IG, like that one time where they got it.
Yeah, exactly. You don't see nobody else posting no shoes or no raggedy shoes. No, they got the Balenciaga.
I might start, I'm gonna start that trend, yo.
What trend?
Come authentic. Holes in my shirt.
You already like that though. You like J. Cole to me. You like J. Cole to me. You really don't care what you got on or do. Like, you got your own swag, but you really don't care because it's like, what you trying to say? I can't buy your outfit? Like, what you trying to say? Like, that's me. Like, I'm like, oh, you got Balenciagas? Oh, I got these Nikes, little hooping shoes. Or what you trying to say? I can't buy Balenciagas? Like, you know, once you got it, it doesn't really mean much to you. Like, because I always wanted some, what is it? It's like an X. It's like an X, but it's like an arrows. That's off-white. I want some off-whites.
Oh, yeah.
I always want some off-whites, right? And I'm like, I can buy it, but I'm like, every time I look at the price, I'm like, there's no way. But it's like, at the same time, it's just like, somebody can't flex on you with off-whites if you can get it. But if I can barely get off-whites.
Right, then it is kind of like,
it's like, the pressure's on you more. Like, I gotta get them now. I'm gonna do something else with it. Like, it's just the image in Baltimore, bro. But do you think you would have that same mindset if you lived in California where it probably, like, you know, like when money isn't really, like, you know, like in a rich neighborhood, like you grew up, like, would you think you would still want those things?
I guess it depends on the neighborhood because I feel like in Baltimore, right? I've met, you know, like the white people that like might go to like that were at City or at Roland Park. They didn't necessarily look like they had like a whole bunch of money. Like they would come to school with like, you know, holes in their Adidas, but then their parents would come and they would pick them up in a Range Rover or some shit like that. So I guess like for them, it's probably like they have wealth, but it's like they not like they not showing it like but if you I guess it depends. So if you in Los Angeles or something like that, where that's like the image where everybody is like just you gotta look the part, like every time that you come out. I don't know. I don't know. I think I would like probably. I feel like I'm because of my experiences now. I don't think that I would do it when I got it.
Look, I've been to some like I would consider them mansions. I've been to like a lot of big houses and stuff like that. Neighborhoods where it's like 10 bedrooms and shit like that. Bro, they all got what I would consider, because I have expensive taste when it comes to cars, but it's just like they all had like regular cars in front. I haven't seen nobody. It's all my friends, if they had money, it gotta be something expensive out front. You see what I mean? They can't leave a mansion and get in a Honda.
Yeah.
But I've seen all these smart people, to me, because it's like these cars probably last longer.
Jeff Bezos, it was like a point, I don't know if he's doing it now, but there was a point where he was still riding in his like old 2002 Honda, whatever it was, and it was beat up, but he was a billionaire, I think, at the time, and he was still coming to work in that same joint. Warren Buffett, he drives the same, like I don't know if it's the same one now, but I think he buys a Lincoln like whenever they get like too old, but he still has that same Lincoln that he drives, and then he has like the same house that he's been in for the past I don't know how many years.
Smart people see the
and
biggest
it's
picture.
Like an average, not average, it is a fairly nice house, but it's not like huge with like decked out with all these crazy things. It just looks like a person that's making $200K a year, not a billionaire.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's a person that sees a bigger picture, bro.
Yeah.
It's not even always about money. It's just like it becomes a mind state. It's like that's not important.
Yeah, but like how do we? I feel like we say that and we see it, but like I feel like next week or next month I might just be like, yo, I need that fucking Louis bag. Yo,
I don't think we
that.
see it. We say it because we know the
that
truth. But if you're in that real life situation every day, like you said, the kid that had holes in his shoes but get picked up and got money at home, he lives in that every day, so he knows it does not matter.
Yeah.
We don't see it every day. We might see one person thinking like that. I might see Tim thinking like this, which is he's thinking like a billionaire. But 30 other friends,
that's just like
we gotta do that. We gotta do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I know some people that's just in their environment, and it's like, yo, it's no way. Like I had a person tell me one time, he was like, yo, I know I'm not this type of person. Like I'm a good person, but all of my friends in my neighborhood act this way. It's kind of hard not to act this way. And I couldn't even say nothing to him. Yeah. Like he knows that like, this ain't me, but every time I come outside, I'm in this environment. And it gotta be handled certain ways. It's just like, sometimes it's just way you raise your kids and like, yo, that it means a lot. That's why you pay that's why you pay for where you at.
Damn, that's tough. Cause even I say this a few times, like I say this like a lot, but as far as the importance of like the people that you spend the most time around. So like you become the people that you spend the most time around. Right. So if I'm around, like you said, if I'm in an environment where I gotta, wear certain clothes, or if I have to present myself a certain way, like I gotta be tough all the time. I gotta be like hard up, like, and this is what the guys is doing in my community, and this is what I know. Then they not necessarily even going to see anything else other than that side of things. And
think about it.
That's crazy to think.
We lived like on basically like same block, like a little L, right? All of our friends on the same page. Like we're all like still hustling, still grinding, like. Like we're still on the way going up. But the people that live 2 blocks down from us, whole different lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like right around the corner.
Dead jail, like stuff just right around the corner. You know what's crazy? It's hard to go against the grain in that environment. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
But it's crazy to think that like
someone made it
right
out.
There.
Somebody was in the NBA or something.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I seen it recently too.
Bro, that's crazy. Like it's hard to go against the grain. Like when everybody else here acting like this, but now you wanna, you feel me? Now you wanna go and be like somebody, be like a good boy or something like that. No, we had it kind of easier but it's hard to go against the grain to be in that situation.
Yeah, and that was one thing that I wanted to talk about too, yo. Well, first of all, I was gonna say, without like you specifically, because like you like introduced me to like I guess everything else. But I don't even know. I wouldn't be the same person, yo, if it wasn't for you, yo.
I introduced you to the negative?
No, no, not the negative.
That's like what I introduced him to.
No, I'm talking about like everybody else, like around the neighborhood for real. I guess like it's in some sense because we did all go to Gardenville, but I guess like just getting off the porch, like going.
I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean, and going up the street and like just like. You had introduced me to like sports and shit like that too, because I ain't really like y'all
pros
niggas
and
taught
cons
me
of
how
that,
to ride bikes and shit like that. What'd you say?
It's just pros and cons of that to me, because it's like me showing you something new, you can get positive or con, like pros and cons out of it. So like somebody can show me something right now. Like I've been in an environment like with my cousins to take me out and show me like, yo, there's also this lifestyle. Like just having extra money in the account isn't just the best it can get. Like, you feel me? Your role model isn't the best it can get. Look, there's also this lifestyle. I'm like, oh, this is pros and cons to this. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like, I'm glad that you picked up on most of the positives. You see what I'm saying? Because it definitely was negatives out there. You see what I'm saying? So,
nah, well, I guess for us, because we, you know, I'm thinking mainly as far as like toughness, like toughening up, because you was like you are my brother, you know what I mean? So it's like not like I had Diamond like as my sister, but like you are my brother, so it's like you taught me like that side of things, like you know, being you know, just toughening up and like kind of.
I think that was just going as far as we were friends, but like more so it was more family oriented to me. So for me, like in my household, it was like. Everybody from my household was from the hood, but you can't say our necessary neighborhood was the hood. So it was like, look, we're gonna put you in a good environment where there could be possibly good kids. But we know how to make you tough. So it was like I had that perfect balance. So like when you came around, it was like, I'm gonna also teach you this balance. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, my older brother, he didn't even come. He was living in North Carolina until I was like I don't know how old I was. I can't remember. But yeah, you was just, you know, you was little bro. So it was like, it was more so like your image of me. So it was like. I feel like that's how everybody kind of handle things right now. Because we used to get into it with other neighborhoods. You're like, you can't mess with him. That's me. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I feel like. And you also definitely shown me some things that's like, you know, like just as much as I teach you, you definitely teach me, taught me. But it's kind of crazy you teaching me as an adult, like, and you're younger. You're like, yo, if you would have took this path, this how it could have went. You feel me? Like, and it's still more positives to come. So you ain't done.
Yeah, yo, and I don't know though, like. What we were talking about though, as far as environment, so like, we went to Gardenville, but I feel like a part of my where I am now is like the influences of the schools that I went to, because like you had went to like, you know, Hamilton.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And Hamilton,
that's a fact.
You know what I mean? Like that's a little different, you know, as far as.
But where are you at more? I know I'm not gonna say you're not home, but you're like. As a kid, a whole life seemed to be school. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I go to the school every day. That's another neighborhood. So it's basically you put in two different neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? You can be a good kid in your neighborhood, but when you go to school, you gotta, them school kids can come to your neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, it played a big part too, because I wasn't like that before I went to that school. I think the year before I went there, they like set a girl hair on fire. It was middle school, bro.
Yeah, that's
doing
crazy.
It. Like,
yeah,
you know?
Throwing desks out the window and shit like that.
Bro, when I went to that school, it was jail. It was jail bars on the windows. Like, because people was throwing textbooks out there. I'm not gonna lie to you. I threw textbooks out the window. It was just the environment. It was like, it wasn't like I'm not a bad kid.
Yeah,
but
just
some things when you're in that environment,
when in Rome,
it doesn't seem like you're wrong. It's just like. It seemed like you ain't want to do schoolwork, so he's textbooks out the window, and that's crazy going to a different school. You did what?
Yeah.
You threw the whole classroom full of textbooks out the window.
We was getting our phone took and shit at Roland Park, type like that.
But they was beating up teachers in my school.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's a whole. That's not the environment to learn. You know what I mean? Like at what point, like, you know, like your classroom is distracted because it's like, you know, you got this stuff going on. Like the kids is running the school rather than like, you know, the teachers are scared of the kids.
So then you think about living in Baltimore, which one's more important? Like, I think I learned how to survive in Hamilton or knowledge. Because you can be like the nerd of the school and learn a lot. But what happens when you get beat up at home? Like type stuff like that, like in your neighborhood or after school. Like which one more important? Like I'm not gonna say surviving was more important, but that's what I got out of my middle school. It wasn't necessarily knowledge.
Yeah. But I don't know, yo. And I definitely feel that. But like I keep thinking about those, like the influences for me, like, so going to Roland Park, I'm like Roland Park of I was in advanced academics, so it was like I was advanced academics. That was like it was a mix. It was like white and black. Okay. Then they had ingenuity. Diamond was ingenuity, but in ingenuity it was like predominantly white. But then they had like the general education classes where like they weren't like the advanced classes, and so those were like predominantly like black and like I think it must have been like people that were like the zone school or whatever. But I don't know. I guess it was just like the challenges of like so going there and then when I got to city. So I don't know. Like what I'm saying is that I think like it's almost like luck, yo. Like it's not. I don't think it's anything that I really did specifically. Like because we have like we mirror each other. Yeah. To, like as far as like our like interest and shit like that. So it's kind of like I don't know. Like it's hard to say that like I did something different, like, you know what I mean? Like,
I get what you're saying. You're saying basically we did the same thing, but it was just
because I was just in, a different.
You know what I honestly believe?
A different environment.
Yeah, I honestly believe that it never starts. How a kid acts never starts with like just his choices. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's always parenting. Like for example, your parents had to pick that neighborhood. Right? Yeah. They could have went down the street where the rent was cheaper.
Yeah.
Pick the neighborhood up the street where like maybe it's other kids that's gonna be.
Yeah.
And have some sense. Right?
My parents, they also like they definitely chose Roland Park. They chose
exactly like some people pick that like oh no, you're gonna take your own school. Like no, we're gonna take you in here and I'm gonna pay a little extra. Yeah. And hopefully you grasp that. Like some people take that risk. You know what I'm saying? So some people put you in the right situation. Like I know some people, if you wasn't in that neighborhood, it'd be totally different. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm not gonna say it's all luck. There is some luck in it, but I feel like it's a lot of parenting going on. Like when you get to that parenting stage, it's a lot. Your choices really make a difference because your son could be a killer if he lived down the street where the rent was $300 cheaper, and the parent could have been like, "Oh, $300, that's more for my kid." They could have thought like, I'm putting this extra money towards my kid, but it's just like everything matters like as a parent, and I feel like some luck there, but. You do a lot as a parent, bro. Like they made you go here and you grasped what you're supposed to. Like you probably had your bad time. You did some bad shit too, but it's just like they put you in the right environment. Like these things was planned out. A little bit of luck, but and then as you get older, that's your work ethic that puts you in the right. You start to see the differences. Like oh, I could do this, I could buy this, but I'm gonna get this. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I made the right decisions.
And now that you on saying that too, so it was like 8th grade year, Roland Park. That was when I was, I guess, like forming an identity, I guess, like as far as like who I see myself as. So I'm at Roland Park and I'm like being more defiant, I guess, to like the teachers because that's what I was talking to you about. Like I'm not trying to learn about this type of stuff. Like this isn't like, like what am I learning about this stuff for? This isn't benefiting. Like it's not teaching me about me. Right. So once I got when I went to BSA, I was there and I just wasn't really open to it. And so it was almost like, my environment was having more of an influence on me rather than school. Not my environment, like outside environment. So when like say for instance I wanted to play football and I wanted to play sports, like y'all was playing sports and in school and shit like that, but I'm going to Baltimore School for the Arts and they don't have sports teams. Yeah, I get what you're saying. So I was there and like then I started to like hang with like a couple people that lived like further down Parkside because I think y'all was like busy with sports and shit like that. Right. So it was kind of like, damn, like I'm getting out of school and like I don't got nobody to hang with because y'all was like at practice or some shit like that, or like I don't know, it was something going on. But so it was like while I was at BSA, it was that point where I was like, yo, I want to go to Dunbar because like you was at Dunbar and like I'm like, yo, it's gonna be fun as shit if I go to Dunbar. But my mother was like, no, you can't go to Dunbar. Like I'm like, why not? It's a good school. They got like a medical, they got like a track to like Johns Hopkins, like the nursing track and shit like that. Like I'm trying to make it make sense. And I'm like, and I want to play football. And they got like a really good football team. And like, it might, open me up for like college scholarships. Like try and make it make sense. My mother was pretty much just like, nah, like you know what?
And that's her seeing the bigger picture. You could have went to Dumont and did all those things, right? But she knows what comes with it. Like and most people would have been like, cool. But she probably knew exactly where you were coming from and what you were trying to do. You got friends on there. Listen, I had a friend, I don't know, I can't remember. I tried to remember this the other day. I got a friend that, his name's Kyrie. He had this scholarship to Cornell.
Damn, for real?
Yeah, like that's a very smart college. Yeah. Right. Went to Dunbar for his last year, bro. And I'm not gonna say for for me, like me seeing the bigger picture, I'm like, yo, you messing up because you're gonna.
Where was he at first?
He was at I think Curly.
Oh damn, yeah, really though, like that's like a private school,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, I think he was at Curly. I can't remember, but he was, and I'm like, bro, you're messing up your life with this 1 year decision because you're gonna have fun here, and that's what I'm saying about me bringing you out, like showing you new things. Dunbar was gonna show him new things, and it did. He had fun, and grades started slacking, and like that 4.0 ain't no 4.0 no more, right? Like, and I'm like, that really messes you up. Like you got to, somebody had to be there to see the bigger picture to say, that ain't it. I know what you want. I know how fun it seems, but that is going to get you off track. All that stuff you work hard for, because it could have been all that stuff you work hard for could have been ended in them Dunbar years.
Yeah.
Like really, you would have had fun, but it would have been ended.
Yeah. And what changed for me though, right, was going to City. So I think, so when I went to City, I didn't know anybody other than Diamond. Like matter of fact, I knew maybe like 2 or 3 other people because they went to Roland Park. But like when I got to City, it was like, because I transferred sophomore year, so everybody had made their cliques and everything. Like freshman year, like everybody was cool. Right. So I'm like the new kid, like coming in, and I don't know what happened, but something happened where it was like, something happened while I was at City that sparked my interest in just like progressing, like as far as like reading and shit like that, and like learning more. And that was what made that like. That's what like really sparked like a difference, I think, for my thinking, trying to do like I guess like different stuff. Yeah. Trying to get into like.
I think that's exactly what high school is supposed to do for you, bro. It's supposed to like I think I only think that way because I didn't go to college. Maybe college is those years when you like, all right, this is who I am now. Like, I don't know.
I fucked up college. But go keep going.
But I just think I think it's the college you went to sometimes.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
It's always like you would have went to Dunbar. That would have been your mess up. I'm not gonna lie to you. We had fun, but I'm like, that would have been your mess up. But what if you would have went to BSA all them years and got a scholarship somewhere like or something, and then college you could have messed up. You know what I'm saying? It could have been the college you went to. It's millions of colleges. They go about things in a million different ways. That's why I said some of it is luck, but some of it you need that guidance because. Bro, you would make a lot of wrong decisions. I went to Dunbar. Listen, I didn't listen to my guidance, but the thing is, mine was an option because I was doing better than the people in my household was doing. They were like, "You're on the right path because you're doing better than what I was doing at that age." You know what I'm saying? So when I went to Dunbar, it wasn't about nothing. I didn't even know what Dunbar was. Yeah, I never had no reason to go that far. Right. I didn't know nothing about Tavon Austin. I just knew all my friends that played football was going to Dunbar. I was going to Dunbar together. That was that. So me staying out of trouble was more than what my past did. So now you just gotta keep progressing. That's it. Like so, my kids going. I'm gonna have more of an influence on where they go and why. Because I didn't know nothing about medical. I wanted to be an engineer. I should have went to pilot. Yeah. Didn't care about none of that. I'm like, I'm gonna make it in football. That's my plan A, plan B, plan C. My parents and them, they didn't have no plans. They just want to get a graduate. They just want to get a degree. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it was like I was doing more than them. So I was seen in the right eyes.
And when it come down to what's it called though too, what we were talking about as far as role models. So. Even having that direction, so for you, right, going into Dunbar, it was like I'm not even thinking about like all of these different things. Like I'm not thinking about college after this. Like I'm not thinking about anything after this. I'm just thinking about like, all right, I'm in here and like like I got to go to high school, right? Like and for me, I think college was almost that way. Like I didn't really know what I was really supposed to be getting out of college. Like I didn't think about it like, okay, I'm doing this because I need to learn this stuff because I'm gonna be doing what I'm learning right now in a job. Yeah. Like that wasn't even in my mind. Really? I was just like, damn, being an engineer, that shit sound cool as fuck. Like, and I know that they make decent money, so I'm like, fuck, like I'm gonna try that because that sound cool.
That's what I'm saying. So like my role model. Oh my fuck.
I was just gonna say, it wasn't necessarily like. Knowing, going in like what I was actually gonna be learning, like what is engineering. Like I had to learn physics, I had to learn, like circuits and shit like that, and like just learning that stuff. And it was just like, what the fuck? Like that's not what I was signed up for. I just want to be an engineer.
Somebody gotta open your eyes to that. Like I said, my role model was an engineer. Her job had nothing to do with engineering, but I knew she had extra money. Her role model was an engineer. So my whole life going into high school, I was doing better than she was as a kid. As a kid, she's like, I'm a troublemaker, you feel me? So I'm doing better, she don't see nothing wrong. Whole time, I go into like college, the whole high school, I don't learn anything about engineering. the one class that I needed out of high school, I almost failed. I had like a 62 or something like that. It was physics. I didn't learn nothing in physics.
Yeah.
They passed us because we literally was like, I don't want to get you again next year.
I got like a 68 in that shit too.
Man, I went to college and took one chemistry class, bro. I swear my whole high school.
I remember that chemistry
class. I did
class,
not see a periodic table, bro.
Yeah. Chemistry was hard as fuck, yo.
But imagine if you can do math in high school and like barely pass, but when you got to do it again in college, it's like, all right, it's my second time. I'm a little more familiar. But it was like the first time me ever, like the hardest thing ever. And I'm like, why did I choose engineering? You know what I'm saying? So it was like I set myself up for failure. I just was doing better than my last generation.
Yo, yeah. And we talking about like role models, but also like direction. Oh, shit, that was but when we going in like, so all right, so you taking a chemistry class, right? And we going in with the same mentality that we had in high school, like I'm gonna go to this class and I'm gonna retain this information like the way that I do in high school. Like I'm like, for me, like, and I don't know if this was the same for you, but like when I took chemistry, I didn't know, so I had to retake. I failed it the first time. I might have failed that shit twice. But I had to do it. I had to take it. I had to take a summer class. And so during that summer class, I was like, yo, I gotta pass this. So instead of like, just going in, like listening, you might take a couple notes, like you might be like, all right, bet, like, but not even like reviewing those notes and not even like going into the textbook, reading the textbook, seeing what those formulas are that I'm supposed to be using, like really like studying, like that wasn't really like, I didn't know what studying looked like, you know what I mean?
I get you. That's what I'm saying. It's always important somebody had to open your eyes to that point. Like, I was in college before. I know I probably did this wrong. So look, let me do this. Yeah. Or like I was in high school and I took this light. Let me be that. That's what I be trying to do for my family. And
we on that. So when I was interning in Ohio, a lot of the guys that I met that were working at this like electrical engineering company, their fathers or their mother, somebody was an engineer. So they was like talking about how one of the guys, he was talking about like how his father would like lock him in a room and make him do chemistry or make him do physics for like this certain amount of time, and like you need to score this amount. But I mean, this is an extreme case, but it's like now he know how to do this shit early on in high school, and now he coming into college and he already has like that experience. Like he knows how to he know how to study because his father made him study for 2 hours a day or however many hours. Like they have that exposure to that rather than
So I don't want to switch the subject, but could you be that parent that's saying, I'm choosing your major and this is how much time you're going to put into it? Because that's success, is that happiness?
Yeah, that's not.
That could be like the best football player of all time.
They miserable. Like, well, not all of them, but a lot of them don't really be like happy. You know what I mean?
Like, and then like when I grow old, I'm like, yeah, you used to yell at me. Now look where you're at. You're the richest engineer. Like, it's like, but is he happy? Like, so I don't know if I can be. I don't know if I'm pushing too hard. But like, or is that a problem? Is that we don't push? That we don't do that.
And I got a conflicted viewpoint on this. So, oh shit, it's 3. So when it comes to like happiness, right? I think that we have more authority over what makes us happy than what we think. So so in my mind, right, and you asked me like happiness over success. So my mind is my happiness is based off of my success.
Get in your bag.
Okay. With a bag.
Get in the bag.
But what I'm saying, but that's a bad thought though, because like if I fail,
I'm not happy.
I'm not happy at all. I'm fucking miserable. I'm like depressed. So, and then it's like, so what I was getting to though was, some people disconnect themselves from happiness. It's like some people base their lives off of contentment, I think. So like, I was talking to like guys that are like Muslim. They pretty much, they don't think about like, when they think about religion, they think about devoting themselves to their religion, and their lives aren't based on like happy feelings. Like this is what happiness is. It's like we gotta, I think, focus more on that feeling of like right now, like feeling more comfortable and like, okay, I'm comfortable, I have all that I need, I'm good, but I'm not necessarily happy. Like I'm not like excited, like you know, like just like I'm not happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I can't do that.
So
happiness plays such a big part. Like it's kind of confusing because it's like, for example, let's say you in school BSA. You are to me, you're very successful in like art and drawing, but clearly it didn't make you happy.
Nah.
See, so I'm like, you can still be successful and not happy.
Yeah. Now, it's weird though, because now I enjoy it a little bit more than what I did.
I feel like that's your happy, like you can just like,
because I think I'm doing it freely. I think when I was at school, it was like, you have to do this. This is an assignment. Paint this.
Yeah,
like,
you know what I'm saying?
Forcing creativity.
It's kind of hard to do something with happiness when like that plays a big part in your happiness if it's not bringing in money. Like if my happiness was like rapping, you as a younger artist, you give more money than you get because you know you paying studio time, you paying to do this and that. You ain't really got no money income. Yeah, probably got some views on YouTube or something on Instagram, but it's like it's kind of hard for me to find happiness in something that like football is simple. You go to high school, college, maybe JUCO, NFL. If you don't do that, you go overseas. If not, you know, you're not getting any income. But it's just like drawing is kind of hard.
Yeah.
Like I'm really happy when I draw, but it's like somebody in the back of you like, yo, you're a whole like, you know, you got bills to pay. You out here drawing, bro. What you doing?
For real though. Yeah. And I think that was what sort of deterred me from BSA too. It was like thinking about it, you know, being a struggling artist. Cause like that's what it looked like. Like unless you get like stamped, like somebody say like these people would be like, you know, say Lil Wayne buy my painting, and he'd be like, yeah, I spent $200,000 on it. So then that gives my painting $200,000 value. So now people that are gonna buy it, that are celebrities, they're gonna buy it for that same amount because Lil Wayne said like this is what this is worth.
So you thinking that you should have took BSA as more as like an internship?
Like just
like this is me preparing to like. You know how you go to interns like, oh, I'm gonna be here for 2 months, see if they like me and stuff like that. That's how you should take it. You should take it as a business. Like BSA, you think you should take it as a business? Like,
damn.
It's kind of hard to think of that when you're going to high school. You young.
Yeah, that's some deep thinking, yo.
That's
like
tough.
Some people like I don't know what type of parenting they be having, but some people be knowing this shit early on. Like
lock your ass in the closet, paint my closet.
Yo,
paint the whole closet.
For real though.
That's tough.
I don't want to know.
How long are we in? I was like, I don't want.
Yeah, I'm like, cause
way over.
It's not that we way over, yo, but like, I be wanting to getting into a lot of good shit, but then it's like it's other shit that I do want to talk about. So it's like you know how much time you got. I guess.
It's different parts, so I'm good.
But yeah, should we talk about it?
So there was a chip challenge I heard about. So it was usually one chip. Usually one chip that you're supposed to eat. They say so you get paid some amount if you can eat it without taking nothing to drink or something like that. But we couldn't find these in the store we went to, but we found, I guess, the next best thing, because...
But you know what those was? Like if they were ghost peppers or not?
I think it...
Because if it was a ghost pepper, then it's probably the same thing.
They just gave us a bag this time?
I think it's just a bigger bag, yeah. And yo, ghost pepper, yo, the thing about hot shit, yo, is like, it's not enjoyable. That shit is just hot.
It say scorpion pepper, bro.
Scorpion pepper?
That's what it say.
What the fuck is
that? It say scorpion pepper, bro. I say it on the bottom right, like right there.
I see it.
I don't know what that is.
Let me see. Is scorpion pepper hotter than ghost pepper?
This one say freaking hot, bro. It's no hotter than this.
Ghost peppers range from 855,000 heat units on the peppers. Scorpion a little hotter. The hottest scorpion pepper will always be more than twice as hot as the mildest ghost pepper.
Hold up. Hold up. Scorpion pepper is hotter than the mildest ghost pepper.
Why would they say that though? That don't make, because I mean, like, of course.
They're saying the lowest level of ghost pepper. Scorpion pepper is 10, you said 10 times hotter?
Will always be more than twice as hot.
More than twice hot. So any level of one sprinkle of ghost pepper.
Yeah. But this shit probably hot as fuck too, though.
I'm just going.
It say freaking hot.
Yeah, hold on.
Let me see. Our ghost pepper.
I don't want to eat this, bro.
Oh, you got that? Yeah.
You like cook it to your pocket
or put it in your pocket.
Yeah, it's just they got me eating ghost peppers. Hold up. So is this like a challenge? Is this like don't get nothing to drink?
In 2007, ghost pepper ranked as the world's hottest chili pepper.
So
this shit.
This ain't the scorpion one. All right, come on, let's go. Come on, let's get into it. Go ahead, eat yours first.
What's it called, Joe? I'm gonna do the Michael Shea. I was telling you about the hot wings video I was watching. So Michael Shea did it, and he ain't drink no water.
Don't smell hot.
That's because it's not the flavor, like the smell. That's not what it is. It's just hot. Like it burned. Like this shit gonna hurt. Don't
scratch your eyes. I heard something about scratching your eyes. Don't scratch your eyes.
It's not gonna taste good. It's gonna hurt. That's it. That's why I don't like hot. Like real hot shit. It's not about the flavor, yo. That shit is just gonna hurt you.
Nah, you wanna go first?
Oh, it's not that bad.
It's not that bad. You just eating it.
Yeah,
oh no, it's phony. It ain't hot.
He's phony.
He's phony.
I don't know. You hype this shit up.
Yo, it's say freaking hot. We should have got the challenge. You alright? He dying.
You gotta eat a couple, yo.
You gotta eat a couple, yo, dying. Oh, it is hot. It's staying there. It's not moving.
So I think I can finish this shit today.
No, it's not bad though.
Yeah.
She said they nasty. It is nasty, but I can. All right. All right. No, I see.
It's starting to heat up a little bit.
It's like the taste don't go away. You know, you eat a chip and then like it go away after you eat it. It's staying.
It is staying. And as you eat more, yo, this shit just start building up a little bit. Yeah, you gotta bring out a couple, yo. I done ate like 5, yo.
Why you eating so fast? Nah, we should have did the challenge. We should have got the scorpion pepper. So we eating ghost peppers, but the challenge is with the scorpion pepper. So they said the mildest ghost pepper. Scorpion pepper is 2 times hotter than that.
Yeah. But yo,
and you only get 1 chip with that. It come with 1 chip. It's a box with 1 chip.
But they must put hell of it on it, because these, I don't think they put enough on it.
This ain't that bad. Don't let them scare you. Not mine. It ain't moving, but it's not bad. It's worth it. You know, it's all right.
Yeah. No, it's not bad.
But we gotta do a chip challenge.
We gotta do it, yeah. We could try that.
Everybody go get the scorpion shit. It's hot though.
But I was about to say, did you notice that vent that's like blowing every couple minutes?
It's just because I opened this shit, it got hot here, so.
But I was pretty much thinking like if we did do it with the camera audio, it probably wouldn't have been all that, because we would have been hearing all of this shit.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Cause like, you know, being close.
This ain't bad, bro.
Yeah, he's pretty good. I will buy this again.
Yeah, just some regular shit. Yeah, I'm gonna do the chip challenge on live. I ain't gonna cap.
You know.
You got one with some good seasoning.
Oh yeah. You gotta eat a couple, yo.
Yo, chill, I'm eating them, yo. Don't rush me. I'm getting off of it just in case I tag.
Matter of fact, you ever ate a chip and like let it sit for a little bit, like without like chewing it first?
No.
You gotta just let it like sit let it like marinate on your tongue.
You want me to lick the chip? Is what you telling me?
Nah, just let it sit in your mouth. No.
Whoa. Yo, I'm looking around.
I hope no one heard that.
Oh man. Oh, perfect timing. You want to taste a chip? Want to taste a chip? Tastes like barbecue sauce.
It's not that bad.
We just eating them. Hey, up. We done? We done? No, you're trying to get me to kill the dog on television.
But no, not necessarily. Yeah, you good.
I think we done.
It was. Oh.
You got a good one? No, I just wanted you to taste one. Why are you sweating? Eat it.
It's not that bad.
What's that chip?
It's hot. It's hot. Do you? Oh, she ain't about that life.
What's up? Yeah, I ain't hot. Ain't no bitch. You over there dying. You ain't take a drink yet?
I'm not doing
All
no
right.
drink.
I feel like I say something about your socks.
I'm gonna eat the whole thing, and then. Oh yeah. So, how you feel about Hugh Hefner?
What do you mean?
You think he was like a, Did you say something? Oh, I thought she said. I thought she sneezed and said rapist.
You think he's a pimp?
I don't know what you would call that. Oh, you alright? Oh, was that the chip?
She dying. She said she sniffed it. No, yo. I used to follow this like group of girls. I think it was called Charlie's Angels. What's it called?
No, Taz.
Taz, you right.
How the fuck I know?
Yeah, why you know that?
No,
Taz.
Taz.
Taz Angels.
I know for sure. It was
No, for real though, like
I don't know.
they made it seem like a business. Like,
and that shit is like, that's a good business. All you gotta do is just take pictures of some girls that you with. Yeah. I mean, you invest like in the jump, but like, you don't necessarily, cause like you could just, like if y'all all together, right? You just pay them to like just y'all travel and stuff like that, and like.
it's definitely an investment.
And you get sponsors and stuff like that, like, because people just want to see that. I don't know if people necessarily want to see it now, though. I don't know if it's as cool now. I feel like it's like watered down a little bit.
Nah, man, you got porn.
You said, yeah?
I said, no, you got porn. Watching no girls walking around watching strippers walking around in groups.
But it was, for me, and I think it might have been like I was younger. You want some more? I was younger, right?
I want something to drink. I'm gonna give me a drink.
Nah, dog, yo, you gotta do the whole bag and then drink.
I'm as thirsty before I started eating.
Okay. That's what I'm doing.
No, we're gonna do that with the chip challenge, because this ain't bad.
I'm just hungry though. Actually, I ain't eat today. That's why I'm just
bro.
smashing on it.
I mean, if you got time, we can grab some food. Bring the pod back on the, you feel me?
But it was a point when I was like real interested in Dan Bilzerian. He was a white guy. He be taking pictures with guns and shit like that, and he always around like a whole bunch of models. But I don't know. I guess it's because like Instagram. I feel like Instagram like takes away from certain stuff. I feel like it might still be cool, but like because I've seen it, and now I've seen like a different like instances of it where somebody do it a little different way. And I see like, you see all of these things so often, it almost becomes
You seen
like,
him off of Instagram? You seen him off of Instagram?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he would be famous or like?
Without Instagram?
Yeah, without he from social media?
Nah, because they was calling him like the king of Instagram at a point. And that was how he got big, I think, was simply because he was taking those pictures
Do you
like
think
that.
Some things is just a business thing? That's probably not him. He's doing it for a business.
Image. We were just talking about that.
Full circle, bro.
Damn. I'm sweating a little bit.
Yeah, my eyes are getting watery, but my mouth is not hot.
Yeah, it's just weird. Dang. They were like, they should be having a podcast, yo.
There you go.
But yeah. I think that was like the main. We covered a lot, yo.
Yeah, I think we covered a lot for real.
A whole lot, yo. Yeah. Oh, but we did talk a little bit about what's it called though. Like growing up, what you was talking about. Like, do you think if we had Instagram and all of that, you think we would have been outside as much as we was though?
Nope. We probably would have did some more dumb stuff for Instagram.
True. We'd have been doing a crate challenge right now.
We'd have been going Instagram live playing nigga knockers.
Yo, damn, imagine that. If we had Instagram, yo, we would be wild probably. We might have got famous. We
was considered good kids, right? Get that chip.
Oh.
Kill a damn dog. We was considered like good kids.
Yo, what? Something just,
Woo! I feel like we was considered good kids.
Yeah.
Bro, it was other groups out there having just as much fun as us, bro. They're actually good.
They're good.
I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to taste it.
Shit. It got a lot of flavor though. It's not hot.
That's good.
Yeah, that's delicious.
We out here advertising.
They should sponsor us. We should definitely sponsor us. But my bad, what was we just talking about? Oh, you saying
We wouldn't have
was
been
kids.
famous.
No? Yo, we was hella athletic, yo.
Yo, we used to run around the park in like 13 minutes. We used to time ourselves.
But, for real? Oh,
Wow.
But it'll soak
Yeah,
in.
that's sad.
We just
On the pod. It's so good.
I don't know if we got that though. Yeah, we might have got it right there. But
I'm hungry.
what was I just saying? Damn. I think these are hot, but like,
It's not leaving. I'm done the chips, but now it's hot.
but yeah, what was that time? Oh no, I was talking about like more so like we would going outside. Of course, we kids, but we used to play football, basketball all day. Not all day, but like yeah, all day, yo, and just like
The biggest thing to me is, yo, what 13-year-olds get up and jog around her and run the park and time themselves? Like, we're trying to see who can go nonstop.
remember we used to have. Y'all forgot about that. What the fuck, man? We definitely did do that. We used to have push-up competitions, yo.
We used to be doing
Set
50
up
something
competition.
straight. Like, 13-year-olds, yeah. Like, what's wrong with us, bro? Like, and nowadays, you can't tell a kid go outside and have fun.
Yeah, bring the gloves out. Superman.
You Superman punch up. Yo,
Nah, you
we used to
go to
have boxing.
Superman.
Yeah, I know. Yo, we used to have boxing, like fights and shit. Like we used to do anything, bro. Anything to stay out of trouble, for real. And I think that's why our parents was going with it.
Yeah. And that's like really damn. Like now that you say that, like that was a big thing just for us, period. Like because we had that stuff, like we wasn't going to do anything else. Like we wasn't really going, to Bel Air Road, Ironman and shit like that. Like
I
we
think that's the difference,
kind of
bro.
just staying in our lane.
It wasn't go outside to get off social media. It was like, let me get you outside to get y'all minds off of doing anything that's like a bad influence. Social media can definitely bad influence you. What was that? You got some of the seasoning at the bottom of the bag.
Yo, I think my bad. Go ahead, yo. Finish up with
You
that,
all
man.
right?
I'm all right. I'm good.
I'm running out of juice. It's it's bad at the end. Like when you're done, it just sits there.
Just
But
sitting there, yeah.
I think we was blinded from the bad influences. Like forget doing bad things, even seeing bad things that influence us to do it. Like it wasn't like we was so occupied. Go outside and have fun and like just get your mind off of these things that could be negative. Kids these days don't do it. They can go outside, they're gonna take their phone. Or they're gonna go outside and be on their phone.
Yeah.
But they're not gonna interact with each other. That's why people probably have problems with interacting with each other. I feel like Corona ain't that like bad when you talk about you can't even meet a person during Corona now. You gotta think, oh shit, he got his mask on, stuff like that. I don't think people be really having that much of a problem because it's not like kids interact these days anyway. They only see each other in school. You feel me? So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't think childhood is definitely not the same. And I don't know if we progress or we going backwards, to tell you the truth.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Do you feel like that had a benefit on just your social ability? Because I still feel like, even matter of fact, nah. Because, well, for me personally, like we was all good, like, and I was comfortable as hell, like in our circle. But whenever I would go out of that, it was still kind of like.
No, but it did open my eyes to a whole bunch of things that I was like, it built confidence though.
Yo, yeah.
It built a lot of confidence on like just exploring new things or what I could do that I thought I couldn't do, like stuff like that.
And on top of that, well, one, I think like because we like toughened each other up, so it's like for me it was a confidence thing, just like being around like other people like in different environments. So like even at school it was just like, don't try me because I know like I done like we done wrestled and like fought and shit like that. Like, but I mean like for fun more so, but like it was like kind of like we toughened each other up, like
Exactly.
like because it's just like a confidence thing even in that sense.
I just don't. Yeah, if I didn't go outside as much, I don't know what I would be doing. I probably would be smarter. Sad to say. That makes me think, I don't know if it's a pro or con, because I probably would be in I wouldn't. We'd be in the house on the game.
Yeah. Damn, the game, yo.
Like, these kids these days, that's why I said I don't know if we're going in a positive way or a negative way, because these kids these days, like real young kids, like 5, 6, they don't go outside and play. They stay on YouTube, but they know so much more than I did at like 5 and 6.
That's true.
5-year-olds using words I didn't use till I was 10. I was like, what the?
Yo,
like, when dad tell you, I learned from YouTube.
What the dog doing? But
You about this shit.
I think eventually, I think, yeah, cause cause for real though, I used to lie, yo. I used to be like, I used to tell my parents like, yeah, I finished my homework, and I would just go outside. Like I wouldn't even like, I couldn't do that. I just ready to get out.
I couldn't do that because I think my parents used to do things like that, so they used to check my shit. I remember one time I didn't do my homework and I said I did. They found out somehow. I don't know what happened. And they was like, I had to write like, I'm gonna do my homework on every line for like 40 pages, like front and back. And it was just like some shit like that. I'm like, it took me forever, yo. I was like, and it was just like, I think I was considered the good kid. And anything I was doing, you know, better than them, I was good.
Yeah, we were definitely like good kids though.
Yeah, definitely.
Cause we could have been doing some other shit. Yeah, but I guess I can go ahead and close, yo.
Yes, sir.
I got chips and shit on my hand, but thank you, bro.
Already, yo. I'm gonna take a tip from you.